Ever pondered about the diversity of food traditions around the globe? How about the weird and bizarre ones? Well, if you have, you're in for a treat. Food, as we all know, is a universal language. It's a way for us to connect, to understand, and to express our cultural identity. But sometimes there are traditions that might strike us as a little unconventional. Take, for instance, a festival where cheese is the star, not on a plate, but rolling down a hill. Or perhaps a celebration where tomatoes are not for eating, but for throwing. And let's not forget about the intriguing allure of a delicacy that's been preserved for months, even years, to achieve a certain taste. These are just a few examples of the culinary curiosities we'll be diving into. So prepare your palate, brace your taste buds, and fasten your seatbelts. So, join us as we take a culinary journey to explore some of the weirdest food traditions from around the world. Picture this. A crowd chasing a rolling wheel of cheese down a steep hill. Sounds weird? Welcome to the Cheese Rolling Festival in England. Held annually in the quaint village of Brockworth in Gloucestershire, this festival is as British as it gets. The tradition dates back hundreds of years, believed to have originated from a pagan festival that celebrated the return of spring. The cheese, a 7-pound double Gloucester, is rolled down Cooper's Hill, and competitors chase after it, often tumbling head over heels in the process. The first person to cross the finish line at the bottom of the hill wins the cheese. And of course, some serious bragging rights. Why cheese, you ask? Well, cheese has a long-standing importance in English culture. It's not just a food item, it's part of the national identity. From cheddar to Stilton, cheese is deeply ingrained in the British way of life. But let's not sugarcoat it. The Cheese Rolling Festival is not for the faint-hearted. Injuries are common, and the event has even been unofficially banned multiple times due to safety concerns. Yet, the thrill and spirit of the festival draw enthusiasts from across the globe who are willing to risk it all for the love of cheese. So, next time you're in England around spring, don't forget to roll some cheese. Next, we travel to Spain, where tomatoes are not just for eating. Welcome to the town of Buñol, home to La Tomatina, the world's biggest tomato fight. Each year on the last Wednesday in August, this sleepy town wakes up to a riot of red as thousands of people gather to pelt each other with overripe tomatoes. La Tomatina began as a spontaneous food fight in 1945 when local youths grabbed tomatoes from a vegetable stand during a parade and started throwing them. The event was banned in the 50s, but was later reinstated due to its popularity and has been a tradition ever since. The rules of La Tomatina are simple and are enforced to ensure everyone's safety. The tomatoes must be squashed before being thrown to avoid causing harm. No other projectiles are allowed, and the festivities must cease after 1 hour. The aftermath of La Tomatina is a sight to behold. The streets are covered in a thick layer of tomato pulp, resembling a giant marinara sauce. But fear not, the town is returned to its pristine condition thanks to the local fire department. They hose down the streets, and the acidity of the tomatoes actually leaves the town looking cleaner than before. The event is a true testament to the Spanish spirit of fun and camaraderie. So if you find yourself in Spain in August, don't forget to take part in this unique tradition. Remember, when in Spain in August, wear clothes you don't mind getting stained. Have you ever thought of eating an egg that's been preserved for weeks, months, or even years? In China, it's a delicacy. Welcome to the world of century eggs, also known as thousand-year eggs, millennium eggs, or pidan. Despite these dramatic names, rest assured, these eggs haven't actually been aging for 1,000 years. The name is a nod to the lengthy preservation process, which can last anywhere from several weeks to several months. Century eggs are a hallmark of Chinese cuisine, tracing their roots back to the Ming Dynasty. The eggs, typically duck, chicken, or quail, are preserved in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls for several weeks or months. This concoction gradually transforms the egg's color and texture. The white turns into a translucent amber jelly, and the yolk becomes a dark green creamy center with a strong smell akin to sulfur and ammonia. But what does a century egg taste like? It's a unique blend of flavors, often described as a complex mix of rich, cheesy undertones with a hint of ammonia. The yolk is creamy and has a strong aroma, while the white, now a transparent, jelly-like substance, provides a balance with its mild, slightly salty flavor. It's an experience that's hard to describe and must be tasted to be truly understood. To the uninitiated, the century egg might seem like an acquired taste, but in China, it's a beloved delicacy. It's often served as an appetizer or a side dish, sliced into wedges or used in congee, a type of rice porridge. This unusual egg is also a staple during special occasions, symbolizing longevity and eternal life. So, while the century egg might seem a little bizarre to outsiders, it's a testament to China's rich culinary heritage, demonstrating how food can be preserved and transformed into something entirely new and exciting. So, are you brave enough to try a century egg? Our final stop takes us to the USA, where a festival celebrates, you guessed it, testicles. Welcome to the Testicle Festival, an annual culinary event that's as quirky as its name. Held in Clinton, Montana, this festival isn't for the faint-hearted. It's for those with an adventurous palate and a sense of humor. The star of the show, Rocky Mountain oysters, also known as cattle testicles. Now you might be wondering, why of all things testicles? The tradition dates back to the days of cattle ranching in the Wild West. After branding, castrating young bulls was a common practice to make them less aggressive. Not wanting to waste any part of the animal, the ranchers cooked and ate the testicles, discovering that they were not only edible but also quite tasty. Fast forward to the present day, and this unique culinary tradition has evolved into an entire festival that attracts thousands of people every year. The Testicle Festival is a 5-day extravaganza complete with music, dancing, and of course, a variety of dishes featuring the star ingredient, cattle testicles. From testicle pizza to testicle tacos, the creativity of the chefs knows no bounds. First-time attendees often express surprise at the taste. Expecting something bizarre, they find that Rocky Mountain oysters are quite similar to other organ meats, with a texture akin to scallops and a flavor that's mild and savory. Some even come back year after year, their initial apprehension replaced by a newfound appreciation for this unusual delicacy. But it's not just about the food. The Testicle Festival is also a celebration of community spirit and a nod to the ranching heritage of the region. It's about coming together, sharing laughs, and stepping out of your culinary comfort zone. So if you're feeling adventurous, the Testicle Festival might just be the event for you. Whether you're there for the novelty, the history, or simply the sheer joy of trying something new, one thing's for sure, it's an experience you won't forget in a hurry. From cheese rolling to tomato throwing to eating century eggs and cattle testicles, our culinary journey has been nothing short of bizarre. We've dived deep into the heart of England, where the locals chase wheels of cheese down steep hills in a tradition that dates back hundreds of years. We've journeyed to Spain, where the streets of Buñol become rivers of red during the annual tomato throwing festival, La Tomatina. We've ventured to the far reaches of China, where century eggs, preserved for weeks to months in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls, are considered a delicacy. And we've traveled to the USA, where the Testicle Festival celebrates the culinary potential of cattle testicles, a dish also affectionately known as Rocky Mountain oysters. These traditions may seem strange, even repulsive to some of us, but it's important to remember that food is more than just sustenance. It is a reflection of culture, history, and community. It tells a story of people and places. What may seem weird to us may be a cherished tradition to others. Our taste buds are shaped by what we grow up eating and what is considered normal in our own culture. But the beauty of food is that it has the power to connect us, to open our minds and palates to new experiences, new tastes, and new cultures. Respecting these traditions is about more than just accepting different food choices. It's about understanding that our way is not the only way, that there is a big, diverse world out there full of exciting, unique, and yes, sometimes weird culinary traditions. It's about celebrating the diversity of our global community and the delicious, surprising, and fascinating ways in which food is a part of that. So, as we wrap up our journey around the world, let's remember to keep an open mind, to respect and celebrate the diversity of our global culinary landscape. Thanks for joining us on this culinary adventure. Remember, one man's weird is another man's wonderful. Until next time, keep exploring and keep tasting.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun facts on Spill Tea.